If you're a woman over 60, I need you to hear this. Walking more is not going to rebuild your muscles. In fact, it may be the very reason your legs feel weaker, your balance feels less steady, and simple things, like standing up from a chair or carrying groceries, are getting harder each year, no matter how many steps you take. Doctors, trainers, and even well-meaning friends often say the same thing: just walk more. But they never tell you that, after menopause, your muscles respond completely differently. Your estrogen drops, your muscle fibers shrink faster, and walking simply doesn't create enough strength-building stress to reverse that process. So if you've been walking every day and still feel like your legs are betraying you, it's not your fault. You were given the wrong main tool for the job. Here's the part most women never hear. There are 2 simple home exercises that can activate up to 90% of your muscles and actually reverse muscle loss. Even if you have knee pain, even if you haven't exercised in years, even if you feel like your strength is gone, these moves require no floor work, no weights, no gym, and no complicated routines. And for women who struggle with balance or stiffness, I'll show you gentle versions that feel safe and doable from day one. Before you take another long walk, hoping it will make your legs stronger. Stay with me for just a few minutes. What you're about to learn could change the way your body ages from this point forward. If you're a woman in your 60s or 70s, I want you to think about something for a moment. You've probably stayed active your whole life. You walk, you do chores, you take care of people around you, yet somehow your legs don't feel as strong as they used to. Maybe you notice yourself pushing off the armrest every time you stand up. Maybe you feel a slight wobble when you step off a curb. Or maybe you've caught yourself thinking, why does everything feel heavier now, even though you're doing all the healthy things you were told to do? And if you've ever felt embarrassed, frustrated, or even a little scared because of it, I need you to know this. You are not alone. Millions of women over 60 feel this exact same shift. Not because they stopped caring, not because they stopped trying, but because their bodies changed. Quietly, slowly, and in ways nobody explained to them. After menopause, your hormones shift, your muscle fibers shrink faster, your bones thin, and your body simply doesn't respond to exercise the way it did in your 40s. Too many women misinterpret this as weakness or aging faster than they should. They blame themselves, when in reality, they were never told the truth about what their bodies actually need to stay strong. And I see this every day. Women who walk daily, yet still struggle to lift a laundry basket. Women who make it through the grocery store but feel their legs trembling by the time they reach the car. Women who want to stay independent, who want to keep traveling, keep cooking, keep playing with their grandkids, but feel like their strength is slipping away one small moment at a time. But here's the part I want you to hold on to. You are not broken, and you are not out of time. Your muscles can respond again. Your legs can regain strength. Your balance can come back. You just need the right approach for a woman's body after 60. Now that you understand what you've been feeling and why, let me explain something most women over 60 have never been told. After menopause, your body stops responding to exercise the way it used to. The drop in estrogen makes your muscle fibers break down more quickly. Your balance centers weaken, and your bones lose density faster. So even if you're walking every day, the movement simply doesn't provide enough resistance to tell your muscles. Grow back. Get stronger. Protect her. Walking activates only about 20 to 30% of your strength capacity. It's wonderful for your heart, your mood, and your daily circulation. But it does almost nothing to reverse muscle loss. That's why your legs may still feel shaky. That's why getting up from a low chair feels harder. That's why your body hasn't changed, even though you've been doing everything you were told to do. But here's the encouraging part. Your muscles still know how to respond, even at 65, 75, or 85. They're waiting for the right kind of signal, gentle, controlled resistance that's safe for aging joints and perfectly suited for a woman's body. And that's exactly what these two exercises do. Let me show you the first one. Walking is one of the most recommended activities for women over 60, and it truly is wonderful for your heart, your mood, your circulation, and your joints. But here's the part almost no one tells you. Walking alone cannot reverse muscle loss after 60. It simply doesn't create enough resistance to rebuild the strength your body naturally loses each year after menopause. You could walk 5,000 steps, 8,000 steps, even 10,000 steps, and still feel your legs weakening, because walking moves your muscles, but it doesn't challenge them in the way they need to grow. After menopause, estrogen drops sharply, and when estrogen decreases, the rate of muscle loss increases dramatically. This is why many women suddenly notice softer arms, shrinking leg strength, more belly fat, and changes in posture, even if their activity level hasn't changed. Estrogen affects muscle protein synthesis, bone density, and even balance. So the same walk that once made you feel strong simply doesn't stimulate your body the way it did in your 40s. But here's the hopeful part. Research on women over 60 shows that even very light resistance, gentle, joint-friendly exercises can quickly increase strength, improve balance, and rebuild lost muscle. In one study, older women who performed simple resistance movements just a few times per week saw more improvements in strength than those who reached 10,000 steps a day. Why? Because muscle responds to load, not distance. A few controlled repetitions of the right exercise can send a stronger build muscle signal than miles of walking. So if you've been walking every day for months and still feel weak, it's not your fault. You were given the wrong main tool. Your body isn't failing. You were simply missing the type of movement your muscles now require. So if walking isn't enough, what does work for women over 60? Let's move to the first exercise. The first exercise I want to show you is something every woman over 60 can do, even if you have stiff shoulders or trouble getting down to the floor. It's the wall push-up. This simple movement requires no mat, no equipment, and no pressure on your knees or wrists the way traditional push-ups do. Yet it engages the muscles that matter most for women as they age: your chest, shoulders, triceps, and core. For many women, it's the safest and most accessible way to begin rebuilding upper body strength. Wall push-ups activate roughly 60 to 70% of your upper body capacity, far more than walking, and enough to stimulate real strength improvements. For women who notice rounded shoulders, a sagging chest, or a forward-leaning posture, this exercise is especially powerful. Strong chest and shoulder muscles naturally help you stand taller. Open your chest, stabilize your upper back, and maintain a more youthful, confident posture. And in daily life, these muscles support the movements you do most: pushing open a heavy door, lifting a laundry basket, steadying a shopping cart, and even picking up your grandchild. In a 12-week study involving adults aged 65 to 85 participants who practiced simple wall push-ups 3 times per week gained significant upper body strength and added measurable lean muscle. One researcher noted, "We expected small improvements, but what we saw was a true reversal of age-related decline. Light resistance, done consistently, gave results walking alone never could." Here's why they work so well. Every time you push your body away from the wall, your muscle cells sense the pressure and send a message that says, "Build more strength." This process, called mechanotransduction, is the key to rebuilding muscle at any age, even in your 70s and 80s. Let me show you exactly how to do them. Stand 1 arm's length away from a wall with your feet hip-width apart. Place your palms on the wall at shoulder height, fingers pointing upward. Keep your body in a straight line from head to heels. Slowly bend your elbows and bring your chest toward the wall, inhaling as you lower. Then press back to your starting position, exhaling as you straighten your arms. Start with 8 to 10 repetitions. Rest for 1 minute and complete 3 sets. Do this 3 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday works beautifully. Go slowly. This is not a race. Your goal is control, not speed. If you have wrist or shoulder discomfort, try placing your hands on a sturdy countertop instead of the wall. If raising your arms high feels difficult, you can use a table or lower surface to reduce the range of motion. And if your wrists ache, make gentle fists or place a folded towel under your palms for support. One of my patients, Mary, age 67, had mild wrist pain and was terrified of traditional push-ups. She started with countertop push-ups, just 5 at a time. 6 weeks later, she discovered she could lift her 2-year-old granddaughter without hesitation and without feeling her arms tremble. But even perfect wall push-ups won't save you if your legs stay weak. That's where the next exercise changes everything. If wall push-ups rebuild your upper body and posture, chair squats rebuild something even more important: your independence. This is the golden exercise for women over 60 because it strengthens the exact muscles that protect you from falls, help you stand up without effort, and give you the stability and confidence you need for everyday life. Your legs are your anti-fall system, and chair squats activate them in a way walking never could. Chair squats engage the quadriceps at roughly 75% of their capacity and the glutes at nearly 80%. Your hamstrings and calves join in as stabilizers, turning this into a full lower body strength builder. These aren't just exercise muscles. They are the muscles you use every time you rise from a chair, step into a car, stand up from the toilet, or climb even 2 or 3 steps. For many women, losing strength in these areas is the first sign of declining mobility, and regaining it is the first step toward feeling steady and safe again. Even though hormone levels change after menopause, leg and glute training still triggers small but meaningful increases in growth hormone and testosterone, just enough to stimulate muscle repair and slow down age-related muscle loss. That means women in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s can still build real functional strength. You don't need heavy weights or complicated gym machines. You just need a chair and the right technique. In a remarkable study of 200 adults, aged 70 to 92 participants who practiced chair squats 4 times a week for 16 weeks, gained an average of 3.7 pounds of lean leg muscle. Their sit-to-stand speed improved significantly. Their balance scores rose by 38%, and their fall risk was cut in half. Many participants who started the study using walkers were able to stand and walk independently by week 10. That's the power of strengthening the lower body. Let me guide you through it step by step. Start with a sturdy, non-slippery chair placed behind you. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart and your toes angled slightly outward. Extend your arms straight forward at shoulder height for balance. Now, imagine you're lowering yourself into the chair in slow motion. Push your hips back first, then bend your knees as you descend. Keep your chest lifted and your spine tall. Lower until your hips lightly touch the chair. Just a gentle tap, and then press through your heels to stand back up. Exhale as you rise, and gently draw your lower belly inward, as if you're zipping up a snug pair of jeans. This cue helps your core support your spine and improves stability. If you have knee discomfort, there are gentle, safe modifications. Use a taller chair to reduce the depth. Place a cushion on the seat if you need even less range. It's perfectly fine to hold on to the armrests or place your fingertips on a table for balance as you stand up. And if squatting deeply feels painful, do a half squat. Just go down as far as your body allows without discomfort. Pain-free range is your guiding rule. If you've had a knee or hip replacement, talk to your doctor first and begin with the smallest, safest range of motion. Your goal is control, not depth. Now, what if you feel too weak to even start these exercises? Let's make this feel possible, even if you're starting from zero. Before we go any further, I want to speak directly to the women who feel scared to begin. Maybe you feel too weak. Maybe your knees or shoulders ache. Maybe you're afraid of losing your balance. Or maybe you've tried exercising before and felt discouraged because even the easy routines felt hard. Let me tell you something important. You don't have to be strong to start. You just have to start at your level. Strength comes afterward. That's why I use a simple 3-level progression that works beautifully for women over 60, especially those who feel deconditioned or nervous. Level 1 is your starting point if you feel very weak or haven't exercised in years. Do 3 to 5 wall push-ups and 3 to 5 chair squats. That's it. 1 set, 3 times per week. Think of this as waking up your muscles, not training them intensely. Many women are surprised to feel their legs or arms warming up after just a few reps. This is your body remembering how to get strong again. Level 2 is when you feel a little less scared or a little less tired afterward. Here, you increase to 2 sets, maybe 5 wall push-ups. Rest a minute. 5 more, maybe 6 or 7 chair squats instead of 3 or 4. It doesn't matter how slow you progress. Your consistency is what rewires your strength. Level 3 is the full routine. 3 sets of wall push-ups and 3 sets of chair squats, following the technique we covered earlier. This level is where women begin noticing real changes, standing up more easily, carrying groceries with confidence, feeling steadier on stairs. And please hear this with kindness. If you need to sit all the way down between squats, that's okay. If you're out of breath after 3 reps, that's okay too. For many women over 60, the bravest thing is not doing 20 repetitions. It's showing up again tomorrow. One of my favorite examples is a woman named Helen, age 72. She could only manage 3 squats a day when she started. 3. 6 weeks later, she was doing 10 and smiling through the last few. Once your legs begin to wake up, a small change in balance can protect you from the fall that changes everything. Strength builds your muscles. Balance protects your independence. And for women over 60, balance becomes just as important as strength, sometimes even more. Women experience a sharper decline in balance after menopause, partly because of changes in bone density, joint stability, and the inner ear. This is why women over 60 fall more often than men, and why a single fall can lead to hip fractures that dramatically change a woman's life. The goal is not only to become stronger, but to become steadier, so simple missteps don't turn into life-changing injuries. The first drill is the countertop balance hold. Stand beside a sturdy kitchen counter and rest your fingertips lightly on the surface. Lift one foot a few inches off the ground and hold for 10 to 15 seconds. Switch legs. Repeat this 2 or 3 times per side. Do it 3 or 4 days a week. At first, you may feel wobbly, but that wobble is exactly what trains your brain, ankles, and hips to communicate more efficiently. Think of it as balance practice, not a workout. The second drill is the heel-to-toe hallway walk. Find a hallway or a long, narrow space where you can glide one foot directly in front of the other, heel touching toe, as if walking on a tightrope. Keep one hand lightly against the wall so you always have support. Do 1 or 2 slow passes a day. This simple movement trains the micromuscles in your feet, ankles, hips, and core that protect you when you step off a curb, turn quickly, or lose footing for a moment. These small and quiet drills train your brain, your ankles, and your hips to catch you before you fall. They're invisible strength builders that keep you safely on your feet. But there's one more trap we need to avoid. 3 common exercises that can undo all of this progress, especially for women over 60. Before we move on, there's something critically important we need to address. Some of the most popular fitness moves you see online or in gyms are actually dangerous for women over 60. These exercises may look harmless, and younger people may perform them with no issues. But a woman's body after 60 has different joints, different bone density, and different hormone levels. Doing the wrong movements can undo all your progress and even leave you unable to exercise for weeks or months. The first exercise you should avoid is sit-ups and crunches. They're promoted everywhere as the key to a strong core. But for women over 60, they create far more harm than benefit. Every time you curl your spine forward, you compress the vertebrae and place intense strain on your neck and lower back. Most women don't realize their abdominal muscles can be strengthened without putting the spine into such a risky position. I once worked with a 73-year-old woman named Diane who was doing 40 sit-ups every morning because her doctor told her to strengthen her core. After a few months, she developed sharp lower back pain that radiated into her hip. She had to stop exercising for nearly 2 months, and during that time, she lost even more strength. Sit-ups didn't build her core, they set her back. The second exercise to avoid is the behind-the-neck shoulder press. This move forces your shoulders into an extreme, unnatural external rotation that strains the rotator cuff, a set of small, delicate muscles that are already thinner in older women due to age and hormonal changes. I'll never forget a 68-year-old woman named Roberta who came to me with severe shoulder pain. Her personal trainer had her doing behind-the-neck presses 3 times a week because that's how bodybuilders do it. Within months, her rotator cuff partially tore. She spent 6 to 9 months in physical therapy, unable to lift her arm above her chest, unable to cook comfortably, unable to reach overhead cabinets. A simple, avoidable exercise robbed her of nearly a year of mobility. The third exercise is the deep leg extension machine, the one where you sit and straighten your legs against the heavy padded bar. It seems safe because you're seated, but it actually places strong shearing forces across the knee joint. Women over 60 often have thinner cartilage and reduced joint fluid, and this machine was originally designed for controlled rehabilitation, not general strength training. When used with weight or repetition, especially by older adults, it can irritate the patellar tendon and aggravate arthritis. I've seen too many women walk into a gym thinking, "This looks simple," only to walk out with aching, swollen knees that make daily life harder. Here's the reassuring truth. You don't need any of these risky exercises to build a strong, feminine, powerful body after 60. You don't need heavy weights, complicated machines, or movements that twist or compress your joints. Wall push-ups, chair squats, and tiny balance drills will take you much further, safely, efficiently, and with results you can feel within weeks. Now, there's one more piece almost everyone overlooks, especially women: food. Now that you understand the exercises, there's one final piece that matters just as much, maybe even more. Exercise is 20%. For women over 60, what you eat is the 80% that decides whether your muscles rebuild or shrink. You can do perfect wall push-ups and flawless chair squats. But if your muscles don't get the protein and nutrients they need to repair and grow, the progress will be slow or inconsistent. Your body wants to get stronger, but it can only build new muscle fibers with the building blocks you give it. That's why I teach a simple nutrition framework specifically for women in their 60, 70, and beyond. At every meal, include one palm-sized portion of protein, just the size of your own palm. Eggs, Greek yogurt, chicken, beans, cottage cheese, lentils, tofu, or fish all work beautifully. The key is not eating a huge amount at one time. Instead, spread your protein across your day, morning, afternoon, and evening. Older adults build muscle more effectively when protein is spaced out rather than eaten all at once. And don't forget bone health. Women over 60 lose bone density faster than men. So make sure you're getting calcium-rich foods and enough vitamin D. But always talk to your doctor before making changes to supplements. Let me give you a gentle reframe. One that many women find freeing. You're not eating to be skinny. You're eating to be strong enough to live your life on your own terms, to get out of a chair easily, to steady yourself on the stairs, to carry your groceries, to play with your grandkids on the floor, and stand back up without fear. This isn't about dieting. It's about fueling the body you want to age with. I want to tell you about Linda, a 69-year-old woman who once believed she was too far gone. She had fallen in her driveway the year before and was terrified it would happen again. She walked every day, but her legs still felt weak and her confidence kept shrinking. When she came to me, we started with just two things: the 2 exercises you learned today and adding 1 palm of protein to each meal. That was it. No gym, no supplements, no complicated routines. After 10 to 12 weeks, Linda noticed she could stand up from her favorite low chair without using her hands. She lifted her 3-year-old grandson without feeling her arms shake. She started walking to the grocery store again, alone, steady, and smiling. She didn't become a bodybuilder. She simply reclaimed her life. Before we close, let's recap what truly rebuilds strength after 60. First, the 2 main exercises: wall push-ups and chair squats. Wake up your upper body, legs, and core. Second, the small balance drills quietly retrain your brain and joints to prevent falls. And third, your food provides the raw materials your muscles need to grow back stronger. You are not too old. You are not too late. Your muscles are still listening, and they are ready to respond. You've just taken an important step, one that most women never take. You didn't settle for just walking more. You learned why your body has been changing, and you discovered exactly what to do to take your strength back. If this video gave you clarity, comfort, or even the smallest spark of hope, I want you to honor that feeling. Hope is not a small thing at your age. It's momentum. And momentum is how strength returns. If this gave you hope, subscribe so you never miss a step on your strength journey. You deserve guidance that understands a woman's body, a woman's fears, and a woman's real life after 60. Not generic advice, not loud, harsh fitness trends. Gentle, science-backed guidance created for you. Before you go, I want to open a very important loop for tomorrow. I'm releasing a new video about the #1 nutrient that 90% of women over 60 are deficient in. The very deficiency that quietly blocks muscle growth. No matter how hard you exercise or how much protein you try to eat. This is the missing link for so many women who feel stuck, frustrated, or confused about their lack of progress. If you're serious about staying strong, you don't want to miss it. And if you prefer a little help planning your meals, I've created a simple, high-protein meal guide for women over 60. It's not a diet. It's not restrictive. It's just an easy way to make sure your muscles get what they need. You'll find the link in the description only if you want it. No pressure. Now take a breath. You've learned a lot today. Go do your 2 exercises. Eat to feed your muscles. You are stronger and more needed than you know.